Last ride out, practicing for the first race of the season. This happened, which kind of sucks. Spoke to the guys at Airdrop straight away, and they've already posted out a new part, which is amazing. In the meantime, switching the stuff back over onto the V2, which is Alice's bike now. Small, and this is a medium, so that's going to be a bit of a change. There's no practice for this race, it's straight in, so the first time I get to ride this bike in a year will be a race run. It started to rain today as well, so we're doing a last minute change of tyres. I want to be on the same tyres, so at least that is the same. There's nothing else to do but give it 100% and see what happens. You excited for the race, Pig? Boop. First run of the day, dropping in, and what you can hear here is the remnants of a bit of brake oil on the disc. Thought I burnt it all off, apparently not. Really should have test rode the bike.
Oh my god, she's slippery.
Turns out a squeaky brake is good for analysing how much you brake though. Since the tracks were released, I've ridden them all quite a few times, and I've always thought that this would probably be one of my weaker tracks. I'm not exactly sure why, I just built this narrative in my head. But given the choice of all the tracks, it wouldn't have been the one that I'd started on with the new bike. But I went for it, and I was trying to attack, but still holding back a little bit, and it actually turned out to be one of my better results. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. If I could have kept that level the whole day, then maybe it would have been a different finish. This bottom section, you can't see it too well because of the water on the lens and stuff, but there's lots of roots there, and it's super tricky to try and keep the power down. I have to say, I felt the air shock on that little sprint there. I felt like it would move a bit quicker. Overall, I was pretty happy with the run considering everything that's gone on, and I came in 7th on that. Spoiler alert, 7th was a good result as far as the day goes. After forgetting to turn the GoPro on stage 2, we go straight to stage 3. Still trying to shake off that early season race rust. This bit was weird, like you can see here, that's actually quite dry. So you really went through a few different levels of grip on the track. But stage 2 had gone quite well, so at this point I was quite happy to push. And the majority of this track went as well as I think it can go for me. I was really happy with this line coming through the inside of that corner. And then carried good pace through here, but right here I lost a bit of concentration, caught that route and went. Never crashed it before, and I've ridden those tracks a few times, so it's a little frustrating. And of course, struggling to get clipped in, not very composed, lost a bunch of time there. There's no excuses for that, like new bike, old bike, whatever. That I know exactly what I did, and I just stopped concentrating, my mind was elsewhere. And unfortunately that's not the last time that happened this day, but you know, you learn. It's the first race of the season, you've got to go through these things. I just got myself straight back on the lift. I wanted to get back up the top and go again. Sitting at the top of stage 4, I knew I'd only have one mistake, I could still have a good day. Everyone's going to have mistakes. I know I'm strong on this stage. I always have been quite comfortable on this track, so I knew if I give it stacks, then I can really sort of get my day started. The back brake was feeling okay at this point, so we were all good. This corner here, really one of my favourites of the day. I feel like I can really attack that corner. Then this section was all about getting a bit wide, opening up the line, can't see it too clearly because of the water on the lens, but... And here, this rock. God, I hate that rock. After the disappointment of the last stage, I was really happy to lay down a solid run. I came in 5th on this stage, which looking at the other riders that are there, like that's where I wanted to be. Confidence was up and I was ready to attack. We had heard that this track was extremely slippery, so the first run was a bit safe. But this track definitely has a sweet spot. When it's bone dry, it's scary, there's not much grip. When it's soaking wet, when it's soaking wet, it's scary, there's not much grip. When it's damp, it is the best track going. Coming into easily the most technical section of the day, and I took a line there that I never usually take, and I was already thinking about the feature. I know I was nervous about this. I'm not sure what was making me nervous. I've ridden it a bunch of times in all conditions, but I went super slow and then pushed really wide here, just managing to not fall down. Looking at my times on the last stage, because we did each stage twice, I was much quicker through it on the last one. I'm not sure what was holding me back on this, but hey, it's a tough feature and we'll move on. So stage 6, back to some familiar surroundings. It's the start of the same first 5 tracks, but we're doing them all again. I'm not going to bore you with the whole run, but here things really started to unravel. But you can see I was happier through the top section, cut across the inside, and I was pushing at this point. I'd had a couple of better runs behind me and I was after it. So here we go. That started to look a little bit loose. I felt that slip a little bit through there. I think I knew that I was attacking and I don't know, it just bounced a bit off. I missed the line by a huge chunk. And then trying to get back going in this section was not easy. Still at this point, only clipped in with 1 foot. I think all the way through the rock garden was with 1 foot. That's enough of that. So at this point, I'd just had a conversation with Simon Carlson, the winner of the National Series, top 50 EWS rider, about how this stage wasn't as slippery as I thought it was. He was dropping in behind me, so I think he was waiting to see that the track was clear. Very smart move. I was frustrated. I've been all over the place so far, so I pedaled hard here, and that was a mistake. Most crashes I have nowadays you can kind of see coming, but that one really caught me out. No worries though, nice welcome back to racing.
Yeah. There's me saying it's not very slippery.
That's the atmosphere at the Capital Enduros. You've got to have a laugh. The GoPro actually snapped off my helmet in that crash, so picking it back up at the end of the day.
Hello.
How was your race day?
It was a mix. The first 2 stages definitely felt like the first race I've done in a very long time. I wasn't sure how hard to push, and then it started coming together and I started feeling really nice, and then had 3 crashes. One was like super fast and kind of painful, and then after that took another stage or 2 to get into it, and then the last 3 stages felt really strong. So
Let's see your bum.
I think I must have hit my head pretty hard there, because what I said definitely doesn't add up.
But hopefully there's some fast stages. I really felt like there was time, and there was a couple of like really technical steep sections that in the wet are like sketchy, but managed to not like focus on that on the race run and just attack it. And the last one like really felt good, so we'll see how that run comes.
There's definitely good moments and bad moments from the weekend, but there's a lot of positives to take away, especially after having the confidence to push after only busting my ribs 6 weeks ago, being on a different bike.
What do you think,
But
Jake?
thanks for sticking around. There's plenty more races to come up, so let's see how we get on.